everyone. Welcome back to English Language Journey. I'm Emma.
I'm Ben. Today we're talking about something that almost everyone experiences: awkward conversations at work. You know those moments when something goes wrong, but you don't want to sound angry or start an argument?
Exactly. Maybe a report has mistakes. A meeting starts late. An email is sent to the wrong person.
The problem isn't always what you say. Sometimes it's how you say it.
And today we're chatting about one tiny grammar trick that can completely change the tone of your English.
The passive voice.
Don't worry, this isn't going to feel like a grammar class.
Can't tell you something funny?
Always.
Last year I sent the wrong document to my manager.
Oh no.
Then my teammate looked at me and said, "You sent the wrong file."
Ouch.
He wasn't yelling.
But somehow it still felt like getting hit by a tiny English brick.
Exactly.
Because when someone starts a sentence with you, our brain immediately prepares to defend itself.
It's almost automatic.
Even before we think about the problem, we're already thinking, wait, are they blaming me?
Exactly. Instead of asking, how can we fix this, we start asking, how do I explain myself?
And that's why communication is so interesting. Sometimes the words aren't rude, but the way we build the sentence changes how people feel.
So here's a question for everyone watching. Imagine your coworker forgot to attach an important file to an email. Which sentence sounds better? You forgot to attach the file, or the file wasn't attached.
Take a second and think about it. Both sentences are talking about the same mistake. Nothing changed. The file is still missing.
But somehow, the second one feels much calmer.
Exactly. Instead of pointing directly at a person, it points to the situation. The conversation becomes about solving the problem, not about blaming someone.
And that little change has a name. It's called the passive voice.
Now, don't panic if you hear the word grammar. We're not about to pull out a giant textbook.
No grammar quizzes today.
We're just going to understand why native speakers use passive voice so often in workplaces, business emails, and professional conversations.
So first, let's clear up one thing. What exactly is passive voice?
Let's compare two sentences. The first one is, Emma sent the report. That's called the active voice, because Emma, the subject, is doing the action. She sent the report.
So the sentence follows a simple pattern: subject plus verb plus object. Emma sent the report.
Now let's change the focus. Instead of talking about who sent the report, let's talk about the report itself. So we say, the report was sent.
Ah, I see it now. The report moves to the beginning of the sentence. Emma almost disappears from the sentence.
Exactly. That's the whole idea of passive voice. The focus shifts from the person doing the action to the thing receiving the action.
So if you're wondering how to build a passive sentence, here's the pattern. It's actually easier than most people think.
Remember this formula: object plus be verb plus past participle, V3.
Let's build one together. Active sentence. Alex completed the project. What's the object?
The project. Move it to the beginning. Choose the correct be verb. Since it's in the past, we use was. Then add the past participle of complete, which is completed. So the sentence becomes, the project was completed.
That's surprisingly simple.
It is. Once you know the pattern, you'll start noticing passive voice everywhere, in meetings, emails, presentations, news reports, and even everyday conversations.
And more importantly, you'll understand why people choose it. Sometimes the goal isn't to hide who made the mistake. The goal is simply to keep the conversation respectful and focused on finding a solution. Now here's something I've always wondered. Do native speakers actually think, I should use the passive voice here?
Not really. Most of the time, they don't even realize they're using it. It just feels natural because they're thinking about the situation instead of the person.
So it's more about communication than grammar.
Exactly. Grammar is just the tool. Communication is the goal.
Let's imagine you're in a meeting. Your team spent 3 days preparing a presentation. The meeting starts, and suddenly, the projector doesn't work. Someone could immediately say, "You broke the projector."
Which probably isn't the best way to start a Monday morning.
Exactly. Instead, someone calmly says, "The projector isn't working."
Notice the difference? Nobody is blaming anyone. Everyone immediately starts thinking, okay, how do we fix it?
That's one of the biggest reasons passive voice is used in professional English. It keeps everyone focused on solving problems instead of finding someone to blame.
Let's talk about emails. Professional emails almost sound like they're speaking a different language.
So true. You rarely see, "You made several mistakes." Instead, you'll read, "Several mistakes were found."
Or, the document needs to be revised.
Or, "Some information is missing."
Nobody is pointing fingers. They're simply describing what's happening.
Can I confess something?
Always.
A few months ago, I accidentally sent an unfinished document to everyone, including my manager.
Please tell me you noticed before they did.
Nope. My manager replied, "It looks like an earlier version was sent."
That's such a professional response.
Exactly. He didn't write, "Ben, you sent the wrong file again." He focused on the document, not on me.
And because of that, you probably didn't feel embarrassed.
Exactly. I immediately fixed it. No drama.
Let's share some expressions you'll hear almost every day at work.
The meeting has been postponed.
The report has been approved.
The payment has been received.
The issue is being investigated.
The request was denied.
The schedule has been updated.
If you work in English, you'll hear these almost every week.
Okay, time for a challenge. I'll say the active sentence. You make it passive. Ready?
Let's do it.
The manager approved the proposal.
The proposal was approved.
The company canceled the meeting.
The meeting was canceled.
Someone left the office door open.
The office door was left open.
Nice. You're getting good at this.
I had a good teacher. But here's an important question. Should we always use passive voice?
Definitely not. Imagine I borrowed your laptop and accidentally dropped it. I'm not going to say, the laptop was dropped.
While slowly walking away.
Exactly. I'd simply say, I'm really sorry, I dropped your laptop. Because sometimes taking responsibility builds trust.
Passive voice isn't about avoiding responsibility. It's about choosing the right tone for the situation.
So today's lesson isn't really about grammar. It's about relationships.
Sometimes changing one sentence can completely change the atmosphere of a conversation.
Instead of making someone feel blamed, you make them feel respected.
And respected people usually work better together.
So the next time something goes wrong, ask yourself, should I focus on the person or the problem?
That one small decision can make your English sound more professional, more natural, and much more diplomatic.
If you enjoyed hanging out with us today, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to English Language Journey.
And tell us in the comments, what's one passive voice sentence you've heard at work or at school?
We'd love to read your examples.
Thanks for listening. Take care. See you in the next English Conversation podcast.